Hello, I'm Jessica Hylands, Confidence Coach. So you've reached your 50s and welcome. Are you happy about it? Feeling good and loving it? Or not? For some it can feel downright miserable. It may be odd because everything in your life is fine, but you still feel miserable. If you were to write down everything that you wanted in life, it may well be that you've pretty much got it. So why are you feeling so fed up? And it can be anything on the scale from fed up to downright miserable and even depressed. Such a mystery. Or is it? Could it be that your expectations and your reality just aren't aligned? Your reality is great, but your expectations of what your reality should be are even greater, stroke different. Is it that the goalposts keep moving? Or more to the point, you've gone past the goalpost? Your goals have been achieved, and so there's a sense of bewilderment or loss in not aiming towards something anymore. Something that I think is very relevant when we reach our 50s is this. We've spent our lives up to this point on an upward trajectory. We've been running through life like a thing possessed in order to get there, as well as to have a good time along the way in order to secure our future, in order to make sure we can enjoy our later lives. Feather the nest while we've still got the energy. And that's a reasonable way to work, isn't it? The younger we are, the more energy we can expend and still have some left to have a good time. The older we get, it seems to feel as though it's one or the other, expending energy on work or having a good time. And this isn't necessarily to do with physical energy, I don't believe, as much as to do with inclination. We enjoy more leisurely pursuits than we did when we were younger. We can savour the splendour of watching nature, going for a walk. When we were younger, it was good then too, but it did need to be followed by something to get the adrenaline going. Going to a club or a concert or doing a bungee jump, I don't know. So it's not necessarily all about having the energy or not, as much as the inclination. So you've been working really hard all your life, maybe either in employment, running your own business, running the house and family, and then your 50s arrive. It's a bit of a transition period for many of us. It's almost as though we've reached a plateau. We don't want to be climbing up the ladder of success or achievement anymore, but we're not quite ready for pipe and slippers. So this stage can feel a bit like being in limbo, which can be quite disconcerting. It's almost as though it's a subconscious change of direction. And because it's subconscious, we don't have a plan as such. We just sort of fall into it. I suspect we end up with a lot of shoulds going on here. I should be trying harder. I should be doing more. Or maybe I should be taking it easier. There are lots of other reasons why being in your 50s can make you feel out of sorts. All those things that you were going to do one day. Swim with the dolphins, learn to play the ukulele, grow your own veg, write a book. I'm going to do that one day. And you suddenly realise that this is that day. This is the day when you're going to do that stuff. And that can strike a lot of the funny chords within us. It may be that you assumed you'd be in a certain situation by this time of your life and you find you're not. You thought you'd be looking at early retirement maybe, but that hasn't quite panned out as you thought. You thought you'd be settled in a lovely relationship, but the time has flown, you just never got round to that, probably working too many hours. Maybe you thought you'd be celebrating that the kids have left home, but either they haven't or they have, and rather than it feeling liberating, it's just left a big hole. You may have taken your eye off the ball with your fitness. Now it seems like a massive uphill struggle to get yourself back into shape. The magazines tell you it's harder when you get older, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So if you're feeling a bit out of sorts, or even unhappy about having reached your 50s, have a think about why that is. The assumption might simply be, well, I'm getting old. But being in our 50s isn't old. 50 is the new... Well, I don't know what it is, but it isn't what it used to be. Think about when you look back at photos of our grandparents' time. You could see when a woman was in her 20s, But very often, by the time they were 30, it was hard to distinguish them from women who were twice their age. They seemed to dress the same, they acted the same. Age meant something different then. In today's society, we can go and learn to pole dance at 50. It certainly isn't old. It's the beginning of a new era of our lives. Our 50s, 60s, 70s and upwards. I think it's fantastic. Each decade brings new joys. Look out for those joys rather than being obsessed by any negatives. So anyway, as I was saying, if being in your 50s leaves you feeling not as good as you think you should, think about why specifically you're not feeling good. You may find that the reason isn't a negative as such, but just something that you hadn't thought of. Look at what changes have taken place in your life over the last few years and see whether maybe you haven't sort of adjusted to accept these things yet. Conversely, look at what is still the same that you had assumed would change or had wanted to change and had never got around to it. In these instances, it may simply be a case of making a small change or decision to incorporate a change you would like, or tweaking your day-to-day life to accept a change that you have made. Today is the first day of the rest of your life, so let's make it the best we can going forwards. If you need any help with any of this, then please do get in touch and we can have a chat about what you're experiencing. Otherwise, I wish you all the best in tweaking your life to it being an amazing one. So thanks for listening. I hope to speak to you soon. Bye for now.